In the heart of Babylon, where power and deceit walked hand in hand, lived a woman of great virtue, Susanna, the daughter of Hilkiah. But in a world where the wicked rule, even the innocent can find themselves condemned unless the hand of God intervenes. Susanna, a beautiful yet modest woman, prayed in her garden, unaware that shadows lurked nearby, two corrupt elders, their eyes filled with wicked intent. Day by day, the elders' desires grew into a wicked scheme. Elder One whispered, "She is always alone in the garden. If we can trap her, she will have no choice but to yield to us." Elder Two grinned darkly, "And if she refuses, we will turn her own virtue against her." On a sunlit day, Susanna stepped into the garden, sending her maidservants away. The elders struck, emerging from the shadows. "Elder One, submit to us, Susanna. If you refuse, we will tell the people we caught you with a young man in sin." Susanna's eyes widened in horror. Her hands trembled. Her face was defiant yet fearful. "I will not sin against my God. If I must fall, I will fall innocent before him," she cried out for help. The elders smirked before joining in her cries, pretending to be outraged witnesses. A public trial was held. Susanna stood alone, eyes downcast but steadfast in faith. The corrupt elders spoke with authority, spinning their false tale. "Elder One, we saw her with a young man hidden in the garden." Elder Two, "She was unfaithful to her husband Joachim. The law demands her death." Gasps spread through the crowd. Susanna's husband looked devastated. The judges nodded solemnly, ready to pass the sentence. Susanna lifted her tearful eyes to the heavens, whispering a prayer. "O God, who sees all things, do not let the innocent perish." As the sentence was about to be declared, a bold voice echoed through the assembly. "Stop! Have you no wisdom, O Israel? Will you condemn without seeking the truth?" The people murmured in surprise as a young man, Daniel, stepped forward. His eyes burned with righteous fire. "Separate them. Let me question them." The elders exchanged nervous glances as Daniel began his interrogation. He first turned to the first elder. "Under which tree did you see them?" Elder One quickly responded, "Under a mastic tree." Daniel nodded, then turned to the second elder. "And you? Under which tree?" The second elder hesitated. "Under an oak tree." A deadly silence fell. The crowd's realization grew. Shock turned to anger. Daniel's voice thundered, "You have condemned yourselves. The God of truth has exposed your lies." The people erupted in outrage. The elders, now pale with fear, were sentenced to death, the punishment they sought for Susanna. As the sun rose, Susanna stood free, her face shining with gratitude. Joachim embraced her, and the people rejoiced, praising God. And so the innocent was saved, the wicked were punished, and Daniel's wisdom became known throughout the land. In the end, truth prevails, for the eyes of the Lord see all things. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14. If this story inspired you, share it with others and subscribe for more cinematic Bible stories that bring Scripture to life.